good day, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I'm just hanging outside as per usual. It's nice and windy though. Hopefully you can hear me. So today I wanted to talk about my path, my journey of like healing, self-discovery, self-reflection, all that stuff, for the sole purpose of mainly just living a happier, fulfilling life. When I was a teenager and younger, I used to be quite angry. I still feel like a little bit of that anger hangs on to me sometimes. But yeah, since I was 18, like I said before, I've been on this path of like just trying to be happier, learning coping mechanisms, listening to speakers, listening to other people that have been through something and that have become resilient over it and what they've done. And yeah, like it's been a long road, and I still continue to grow and learn new things. And I wanted people to know that like if you're on that path, or like you're choosing to go on that path soon, or I just want you to know that it's not all rainbows and butterflies, and it's never going to be perfect, and you're never going to be perfect, and that, I mean, you're perfect the way you are with your imperfections is what I mean. And you're going to have days where you feel defeated. A lot of days I feel really good, and other days I feel balanced. You know, not really good, but just like balanced, just okay. And then there are those days where, you know, you feel defeated, like you beat yourself up on something you didn't do, or maybe you lashed out on somebody you love, or you just, you take a situation and you're like, why did I do that? What's wrong with me? Like I was talking about before with like the negative thinking, like the ego downing yourself. And when you're having those down days, it's not so much about trying to be happy. It's just about not listening to those thoughts that tell you that like you messed up, or why would you do that? Just the thoughts that aren't nice. You are still going to feel bad about whatever it is that you're feeling bad about. You're going to feel it in your body, and you're going to feel real low, and you're going to feel like crying, and you're going to feel sorry for yourself, and that's okay. The important part of it is that you're acknowledging whatever it is that you feel bad about, or whatever you're feeling down about. And that, yeah, on this path, like you're always going to be making mistakes. I find, especially with like close relationships, family members, partners, really close friends, people you've known for a long time, those people, you have much more connections on a deeper level with these people, to the point where these people can bring out the parts of you that, people on a day-to-day basis don't necessarily get to see, because they're so deep in you. They're not on the surface. And it happens to me, and I've been a terrible person to some people in my life. And terrible, when I say terrible, I mean the deepest parts of me that are unhealed still come out. And then when you start to recognize them and you feel bad, it's important to not beat yourself up and feel defeated, but to acknowledge that hurt or that wound that's in you, or that anger, or whatever it is. To acknowledge your behavior to that person that you've been mean to. to not continue doing that behavior, although that does happen with me sometimes because, like I said, I'm not perfect yet. It's always easier with people that don't know you on those deeper levels. And I've gotten really good at being a helper and being able to, help shine the light on other people's, strengths and their qualities and their positive qualities, things they can work on, or like just acknowledging them as a person. I've been pretty good at doing that for people, and I'm proud of myself. But I still have a lot of work to do when it comes to some of my deeper wounds that need to be sat with and understood and befriended. And maybe you're going through the same thing as well, or maybe you notice the same behavior within yourself where, you walk away from a situation a day later, half a day or whatever, and you think to yourself, oh my God, and you feel sick to your stomach because you're like, how could I have said that to that person? Or how could I have done that? And then a lot of the time, we don't acknowledge it. A lot of people don't acknowledge their behavior because maybe they're so embarrassed and they don't want to bring it up to the person because they're not even able to deal with it within themselves, let alone acknowledge it to the person that they hurt. Because it's a challenging thing to do, and it's just not a known thing. I feel like a lot of us don't take accountability for our behavior, and we always think that we're right. A lot of the time I think I'm right, and in the moment I'm like, yeah, I'm right. Like, I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm right. And then sometimes, I don't know, it takes half an hour, a day, 2 days, a week, 2 weeks. And then I realized that I was wrong. But the important part is that you acknowledge you're wrong, and that you acknowledge your behavior and you tell that person. And to not beat yourself up over it, because we all have problems. We're all going through something. We're never going to be fully, I don't know. Like, I always want to be perfect, but I don't think that's going to happen. I just want anybody to know, like, if you need to hear that, like, if you mess up, if you're mean to somebody, if something came out of you because you were triggered and you were upset and you lashed out, and just know that you probably didn't mean it in that way, and that it just came from a hurt place within you. A hurt place within you that needs just to be sat with. And when you acknowledge your behavior, not to feel bad about yourself, but to just to love that part. You can feel sad and feel bad. Just sit with it. Don't distract yourself, like I've talked about before. And know that it's okay, and you're going to be okay. And that's just a part of the healing path. And yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you guys. I've been having a little bit of a down day myself, and just kind of like reflective and stuff. And on a day like this, back in the day, I would have, gone out to the bar and got wasted, maybe done a little bit of drugs, and done some other things that were stupid and self-sabotaging. But I'm getting better at it with, like, sitting with it. And the more you sit with it over the time that you've been working on yourself, the easier it gets to sit with yourself and be with yourself. Because at first it's scary. But yeah, you'll keep on getting better and better as the years go by. And not every day is going to be a great day, and that's okay. And just, go to sleep and wake up and say today's going to be a better day. And if it's not a better day, then just kind of roll with it. Because the healing path is like every other path. There's good days, there's bad days, our emotions are always flowing everywhere, up, down, all around. It's just a matter of being with yourself in those times, either good or not so good. Okay? So hold your head up. If you're having a bad day, give yourself a big hug. I'm going to give you a virtual hug.